Srinama Amrita, a disciple who lacks faith in his spiritual master or who acts independently from him cannot attain success in chanting Hare Krishna. It appears from the talks of Lord Chaitanya that a person who cannot keep his faith in the words of the spiritual master and who acts independently cannot attain the desired success in chanting Hare Krishna. In the Vedic literatures, it is stated that the import of all transcendental literature is revealed to revealed to one who has unflinching faith in the Supreme Lord and his spiritual master. Lord Chaitanya firmly believed in the statements of his spiritual master, and he never neglected the instructions of his spiritual master by stopping his Sankirtana movement. Thus, the transcendental potency of the holy name encouraged him more and more in chanting Hare Krishna, the Mahamantra. Teaching of Lord Chaitanya, chapter 19.
Thanks a lot, Manaji. So here it is explained that one who has faith on holy names and is a spiritual master, all the purport of the revealed scriptures are revealed through his heart. So one who follows the instruction of spiritual master, which is following four regulative principle and chanting 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day. So for him, just because of his unflinching faith in his spiritual master and following the rules and regulations as given by his spiritual master, all the purport of Vedic scriptures are automatically revealed to him through his heart. So in this case, the example of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is given. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if some of you know that earlier he was known as Nimai Pandit, he was a great scholar of his time. He has defeated many of stalwart, um, great logician of his time. Keshav Kashmiri was one of them. So he was very much learned in Sanskrit grammar, and even though he was so much learned, when he met his spiritual master, Ishwar Puri, so Ishwar Puri told him that you are fool number one. You just chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So then afterward, he just started chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra and chant and dance. And because he has full faith on the words of his spiritual master, he realized all the Vedic purport. And this is one of his pastime, even though he was Krishna himself. But once he was stopped by so many Mayavadi sannyasis, and they um, inquired from him that you look like a young sannyasi, and rather than going through all the scriptures, reading them thoroughly, you have adopted the mood of a just like a madman. You are chanting and dancing, and you are not doing any other thing which a young brahmachari or sannyasi like you have to do. And then he told the same thing that my spiritual master considered me fool number one, and he just told me to chant this names of Hare Krishna mantra. So the purport behind this pastime is that even though you may consider yourself very intelligent, so no one at that point of time was more intelligent than Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but one should understand that he is a fool number one in front of his spiritual master. He should understand that the spiritual master knows more than him. And if we follow his instructions, so Ishwar Puri, like we know that Ishwar Puri was very much dear to Madhavendra Puri. He was a dear disciple of Madhavendra Puri. And Madhavendra Puri is one, if you go to Orissa, there is a Khirchor Gopinath temple there. And he was such a dear devotee of Lord that Lord himself has stolen a pot of kheer, um, rice pudding for him. Hare Krishna. Anyone is having any question? Sorry. Um, so he was such a dear disciple of Lord. He was such a dear devotee of Lord. There is a whole pastime around it. I'm just not telling that, but you can understand that he was such so much dear to Lord. And he has two disciples. One of them consider himself very much learned and um, all the science of Vedas and everything. And when Madhvendra Puri was about to leave his body, then this particular person who considered himself very much learned, he was trying to tell his spiritual master that, oh, why when you are leaving your body you are chanting the name of Krishna, Radha and all those, why you are acting like a sentimentalist? You should focus your mind on Nirakar Brahma. So his spiritual master become very angry that I am leaving my body, I'm trying to think about Krishna, and you are trying to tell me about these doctrines. And he just discarded him, that particular disciple. Whereas Ishwar Puri, he was such a humble devotee of Lord, and just by serving his spiritual master, all the imports of Vedic literature. So Vedas, Vedant means end of knowledge, and end of knowledge is to understand Krishna. So another disciple, Ishwar Puri, he just because of submissively serving his spiritual master, understood the meaning behind all the Vedas perfectly. And when Madhvendra Puri was about to leave his body, then he was just reminding him of Krishna, that you just remember Krishna. And Madhvendra Puri, he was so invalid at the time of leaving his body that he could not stand up from his uh, deathbed. He was passing urine and stool in the same place. And Ishwar Puri very submissively just cleaning the place, making it fit for him to just stay there. So he was doing everything from his own hands. And Madhvendra Puri just before leaving his body became so pleased with the service of Ishwar Puri that he told that may Lord be pleased upon you. And because of submissively serving his spiritual master, the result he got is that Lord himself, when Lord Krishna appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he accept, he accepted no one else but only Ishwar Puri as his spiritual master. And the same Ishwar Puri, when he was worshipping Lord Krishna always, but he when he first met Nimai Pandit, so he became so attracted toward Nimai Pandit, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that he thought in his mind that I was throughout my whole life I was worshipping Krishna and I was having so much attraction toward Lord Krishna. But I met this person, Nimai Pandit, such a young boy, and now my mind is no more attracted toward Krishna but more toward this Nimai Pandit. How is that possible? How I can be attracted to a person uh, more compared to Krishna? How is that happening? And then he realized that this person is no other than Lord Krishna himself, who is standing now in front of me in this form. So even though when he understood this as well, and when Lord himself took initiation from him, so acting as his spiritual master for the welfare of everyone. So in the same case, like we know, when Lord Krishna took shelter of his spiritual master Sandipani Muni, Sandipani Muni was aware that Lord Krishna is Lord himself, but then also he taught him. Same is the case with Rishi Vasist. Everyone knew that Lord Ram is Vishnu himself, but Lord Vashist accepted himself in the position of spiritual master. So the point here is to be told is that even when Lord himself appear, he accept a spiritual master and take instruction from him. This is just to set an example that when Lord himself need a spiritual master, then if someone will think that, oh, I don't need a spiritual master, I can progress on my own, then that is defying the whole purpose which Lord is displaying in his pastime. So, and Lord, by his this particular uh, pastime, revealed that if one find such a bona fide spiritual master who is well versed in the science of Krishna consciousness, who is a pure devotee of Lord, then one should submit himself uh, in front of that spiritual master like a fool number one, and firmly believe in the statements of his spiritual master. And if you follow it, then his life will be successful. So his spiritual master just told him, he didn't told him to read all the different Vedantas, to do different yagyas, homas. He just told him to chant and dance on the tunes of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So Lord himself showed that the easiest way by which one can attain Krishna consciousness, God realization, is chanting of this Hare Krishna mantra, because all the purport of the Vedic literatures are automatically revealed in one's heart if one is following the instruction of spiritual master and chanting this Hare Krishna mantra. So by this, we'll just all try to chant one round of Hare Krishna mantra. I hope you all have your chanting beats with you. If not, you can go and collect it. If you don't have chanting beats with you, you can count on your fingers. We'll chant one round of Hare Krishna mantra, that is 108 times Hare Krishna mantra. Let me know once you all are ready. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Shri Advaita Gadadhara,
Shri Advaita Gadadhara,
Shiva Sadigaur Bhaktivinoda,
Shivasati Gaur Bhaktivinoda.
Hare Krishna,
Okay.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Rama,
Ram
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Ram,
Rama Rama,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare Ram,
Rama Rama,
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare Ram,
Rama,
Hare Ram,
Rama
Ram,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Ram,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare Hare,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Rama Rama,
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Rama,
Hare Ram,
Rama Rama, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Ram,
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Rama,
Ram,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare Ram,
Rama,
Hare Ram,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Ram,
Rama
Ram
Rama, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama
Ram
Rama, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Ram,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare Ram,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram,
Hare Rama,
Hare Ram,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Ram,
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Ram,
Rama
Ram
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
I
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम, राम राम हरे हरे,
Hare
हरे कृष्णा
Hare
हरे
Krishna,
कृष्णा,
Hare Krishna,
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे
Hare
हरे,
Hare
हरे राम,
Hare Ram,
राम राम
Ram
हरे हरे,
Hare Hare
हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna,
कृष्णा
Krishna
कृष्णा हरे
Krishna,
हरे,
Hare
हरे
Ram,
राम,
Hare Ram,
राम राम
Hare
हरे हरे,
Hare
हरे
Krishna,
कृष्णा
Hare Krishna,
कृष्णा कृष्णा
Krishna
हरे हरे,
Hare
हरे राम, राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम, राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna,
कृष्णा कृष्णा
Krishna
हरे
Krishna,
हरे,
Hare Hare
हरे
Hare Ram,
राम,
Hare Ram,
राम
Ram
राम हरे हरे,
Hare Hare
हरे
Hare Krishna,
कृष्णा
Hare Krishna,
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे,
Hare
हरे
Hare Ram,
राम,
Hare
राम
Ram,
राम हरे हरे,
Ram Hare
हरे
Hare Hare
कृष्णा
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
कृष्णा कृष्णा
Krishna
हरे हरे,
Hare
हरे
Hare
हरे
Hare
राम,
Ram,
राम हरे
Ram
हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे,
Hare
हरे
Hare
राम,
Hare
राम
Ram,
राम हरे हरे, हरे
Hare
कृष्णा
Hare
कृष्णा
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
कृष्णा
Krishna
हरे हरे,
Hare
हरे
Ram,
राम,
Hare
राम राम
Ram,
हरे हरे,
Hare
हरे कृष्णा
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
कृष्णा हरे
Krishna
हरे,
Hare
हरे
Hare Ram,
राम,
Hare
राम
Ram,
राम हरे हरे,
Ram Hare Hare
हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna, Hare
कृष्णा
Krishna,
कृष्णा
Krishna
हरे
Krishna,
हरे,
Hare Hare
हरे
Ram,
राम,
Hare
राम
Ram,
राम
Hare
हरे हरे,
Ram, Hare Hare
हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna,
कृष्णा
Krishna
हरे हरे,
Krishna, Hare Hare
हरे
Hare Ram,
राम,
Hare
राम
Ram,
राम
Rama
हरे
Rama,
हरे,
Hare Hare
हरे
Hare
कृष्णा
Krishna, Krishna
कृष्णा
Hare Krishna,
कृष्णा
Krishna
हरे हरे,
Krishna, Hare Hare Hare
हरे राम,
Ram, Hare
राम
Ram,
राम
Rama
हरे हरे,
Rama, Hare Hare
हरे
Hare
कृष्णा
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
कृष्णा हरे हरे,
Krishna Hare Hare
हरे
Hare
राम,
Ram, Hare
राम राम हरे हरे,
Hare Hare
हरे
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम, राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम, राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम, राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम, राम राम हरे हरे, हरे
Hare Krishna,
कृष्णा
Hare
कृष्णा
Krishna,
हरे
Krishna
हरे,
Hare Hare
हरे राम,
Hare Rama,
राम राम हरे
Rama
हरे,
Hare Hare
हरे
Hare
कृष्णा
Krishna, Krishna
कृष्णा
Krishna
हरे हरे,
Hare Hare
हरे
Hare Rama,
राम,
Hare
राम राम
Rama,
हरे
Rama
हरे,
Hare Hare
हरे
Hare Krishna,
कृष्णा
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
हरे,
Hare
हरे
Hare
राम,
Hare Rama,
राम राम
Rama
हरे हरे,
Rama Hare
हरे
Krishna,
कृष्णा हरे हरे,
Hare
हरे राम,
Hare Rama,
राम राम
Rama
हरे हरे,
Hare
हरे
Hare Krishna,
कृष्णा
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
हरे, हरे राम,
Hare
राम राम हरे हरे,
Hare
हरे
Hare
कृष्णा
Hare Krishna,
कृष्णा
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
हरे,
Hare Hare
हरे राम,
Hare Rama,
राम राम
Rama
हरे
Rama
हरे,
Hare Hare
हरे
Hare Krishna,
कृष्णा
Hare Krishna,
कृष्णा
Krishna
हरे
Krishna
हरे,
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Ram,
Rama Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Ram
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Ram,
Rama,
Hare Ram,
Rama
Ram
Rama, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram,
Rama,
Hare Ram,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Ram,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare Ram,
Rama
Ram,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram,
Rama,
Hare Ram,
Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Ram,
Rama
Ram
Rama, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Ram,
Rama
Ram
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare Ram,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama
Ram,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama. जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य
प्रभु नित्यानंद
प्रभु नित्यानंद
श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा
श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा
शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद.
शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा.
So we have one paragraph left in the last session, that is chanting of holy name, and so we'll finish that and then we'll start with another session. So I'll share my screen. Let me know once it's visible. So I'll just quickly read through for the benefit of others, and then we'll just focus on the last paragraph which was left. So chanting of the holy names, continuation of 5 angas of bhakti. The importance of chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare is very strongly stressed in the second canto, first chapter, verse 11 of Srimad Bhagavatam in the following way. Sukadev Goswami tell Maharaj Parikshit, my dear king, if one is spontaneously attached to the chanting of this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it is to be understood that he has attained the highest perfectional stage. It is specifically mentioned that the karmis who are aspiring after the fruitive result of their activities the salvationists who are aspiring to become one with the Supreme Person, and the yogis who are aspiring after the mystic perfections can achieve result of all perfectional stages simply by chanting the Mahamantra. Sukadeva uses the word Nirnitam, which means it has already been decided. He was a liberated soul and therefore could not accept anything which was not conclusive. So Sukadeva Goswami especially stresses that it has already been concluded that one who has come to the stage of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra with determination and steadiness must be considered to have already passed the trials of fruitative activities, mental speculation, and mystic yoga. So we already know that there are different stages. So one is Karma Yogi, Dhyan Yogi, so like that, Astang Yogi. So these are all different steps on the process of self-realization. But these are just like a stepping stones or steps of a ladder, but they are not the ultimate destination. One who just stuck onto that particular stage is known as either Karma Yogi or Dhyan Yogi or things like that. But one who progresses on this path and come to the highest stage, that is Bhakti Yoga, is considered supreme. And out of uh, these Bhakti Yogis, one, if we'll see that he is continuously engaged in chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we can understand that he has understood uh, each and everything. He is aware of the purport of all the Vedic literature, and that's why he has engaged into just chanting of this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So we can understand that maybe for past multiple birth he have uh, done all the other activities. He have transgress all the other steps, and then he is on the final stage. So the same thing is confirmed in the Adi Puran by Krishna while addressing Arjuna. He says, anyone who is engaged in chanting my transcendental name must be considered to be always associating with me. And I may tell you frankly that for such a devotee, I become easily purchased. So pure devotees, they understand that the names of Lord and Lord are not different. And they know that in reality, in this material world, whatever appears as happiness and distress, they are just the same. There's no difference. So for us, like we become very much happy when there is a good circumstances and become very much distressed when there is a bad circumstances. But a devotee is beyond that particular vision. Even in a just by the little understanding of Vedic scriptures as well, we can understand that whatever life that we have got and whatever suffering or happiness that we are getting is just because of the action of law of karma. So whatever we have done in past 100 births, we are just getting the resultant reaction of that. So if we are having a bad face, we should be happy that oh, right now we are getting the reaction of whatever sinful activities that we have done. So we should not be very much distressed on that. We should understand that anyways those karmas are getting cut. And in the happy stage as well, one should understand that oh, whatever good thing I have done, I'm getting the result of that, but I'm depleting the results of that. So he should not be very much joyous in that stage as well, because he could understand that just whatever, because the reaction that I am getting, good or bad, that is getting over. So a pure devotee, he neither rejoice when there is a favorable circumstances, neither he hates displeasure circumstances or circumstances which are not very pleasing to him. And one who is just associating with the holy names of the Lord always. So that means he realized that Lord and his holy names are non different. So when he's chanting the names of the Lord, he is actually associating with Krishna. So, and this is confirmed by Krishna while addressing Arjuna that anyone who engages in chanting my transcendental name must be considered to be always associating with me. So these people, those who are the pure devotees, we have so many examples. Uh, so so for them, this life of 60, 70, or 80 years is not very much important. They understand that there is nothing to be achieved in this material, but if they can have their eternal connection established with Lord, that is uh, best, and they always want to engage in his devotional services. So that means he understand their constitutional position, which is to serve the Lord. And we all know that Lord is supremely rich. We have a father who is supremely rich. So as a son or daughter of a supremely rich person, actually we don't have to think of our daily maintenance or sustenance or how money will come and we'll survive. If we are just a obedient son or daughter of our Father, Lord, then everything will be supplied automatically. We don't have faith in this, but we can see from the life examples of pure devotees like Srila Prabhupada. When he came to West, he was almost penniless. He was sitting in a bench, and there is one person who approached him and he inquired from him that who you are. Uh, and Srila Prabhupada told that I have many temples. There are so many devotees who are chanting and dancing. Thousands and thousands of plate of prasadam is getting distributed every day. And this person, he became bewildered and he told, where are these temples, where are these devotees, where are these thousands and thousands of plate of prasadam is getting distributed? And Srila Prabhupada told, only time is separating us. That is, the time has not yet come, rest everything is happening. And this man became bewildered, but he later has revealed that this is when I met Srila Prabhupada for the very first time. And he was having not having anything. He was not having a single penny, but he told me these things. And we can see this as reality. So a pure devotee, he knows that Lord can supply unlimitedly. But Lord sometimes test. Um, when a person become completely dependent on Lord, then Lord can do everything. And Srila Prabhupada, he was completely dependent on Lord, and he was aware that his holy names will be spread, because this is a 10,000 years of golden period. So holy names will be spread across all the continents, and intelligent people will take benefit of that, and that way end this repetitive cycle of birth and death and return back to him. So Srila Prabhupada has told his disciples that these all people, they are just like a walking dead. So body is anyways dead, and they don't know that how the soul actually can come out of the cycle of birth and death. So they are just as good as dead people only. They're just running here and there just to get some daily bread and just to sustain this body. But this body is anyways dead, and after some time, again it will die, and then again they will get some other body, and then that is also utilized for the purpose of death only. So he requested his disciples to help these walking deads. And we all are just walking deads only before coming into Krishna consciousness. We were not aware that what is the purpose of life, and we are just living where we know that ultimately we have to die, and it's not going to be of any use. Whatever we are gathering, whatever things we are gathering, everything will be destroyed in near future. So in the Padma Puran, it is stated the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is present only on the lips of a person who has for many birth worshipped Vasudeva. It is further said in the Padma Purana, there is no difference between the holy names of the Lord and Lord Himself. As such, the holy name is as perfect as the Lord Himself in fullness, purity, and eternity. The holy name is not a material sound vibration, nor has it any material contamination. The holy name cannot therefore be chanted offenselessly by one who has failed to purify his senses. In other words, the materialistic senses cannot properly chant the holy names of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But by adopting the chanting process, one is given a chance to actually purify himself so that he may very soon chant offenselessly. So for us to chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra without offense is very difficult. We don't get any pleasure in chanting the holy names of the Lord. For us, it is very difficult to chant the names of the Lord. Why it all is happening is because our senses are not purified. We still are on the bodily platform of life. While chanting, we are thinking of this bodily relationship, what will happen to this and that. But we don't know that we are taking our birth from time immemorial, acquiring different kind of bodies out of that 84 lakh species of life. And we cannot help any other species, relatives or friends or family members or son or daughter, and neither we will be able to help these particular family members as well. The only thing we can do to help them is somehow or the other make them associate with Lord by feeding them prasad, by letting them chant the names of the Lord, by somehow engaged in devotional service. Other than that, whatever is destined, they will undergo through that. So Lord is telling us that one who has for past multiple birth have worshipped Lord Vasudev can only chant the holy names of the Lord um, without any stoppage. So I just remember one of the pastimes of my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Jayapatak Swami Maharaj, that for the very first time when he um, visited the Iskcon temple, that then someone, because at that point of time the mood was that everyone was engaged in chanting the names of the Lord. So he was given a beats to chant, and he sat down below a tree and started chanting. And he chanted for 6 or 8 hours non-stop. So you can understand for the very first time, one is given a task to chant, and he continuously keep on chanting. So he chanted for 6 or 8 hours non-stop, and he feels supreme bliss. And then some person started running toward him, and he told that, oh, accidentally, this is the chanting beats of Srila Prabhupada, and we accidentally have given you these beats. So Guru Maharaj has quoted that so much like bliss I have derived. One is definitely the reason is that it was the beats of Srila Prabhupada. Then another is one time Guru Maharaj has revealed as well that for the very first time when he saw people distributing this Back to Godhead magazine, and he saw this tilak mark on their forehead, and Guru Maharaj became very frightened and he started running. He feels like, oh, what I have seen. And there is just some past birth remembrance that he got, that I have seen such people in my past life. And Srila Prabhupada has also revealed in one of his discussion with one person that he was a devotee in his past life. So when we say devotee, then that is not an ordinary thing. The one who has performed devotional services, we are not yet on that platform. So because of being a devotee in past life, he could, from the very first time, he got so much attraction toward chanting of this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So for us, definitely, it's difficult to chant the holy names of the Lord, but it is written that even though for us from the very beginning it's not possible to chant the holy names of the Lord, but if even though we just engage in this process, then our senses will become purified. And when the senses will become purified, then we can chant without offenses. And when the senses become purified, because Lord is completely pure, um, L- Lord cannot be approached by someone who is impure. So when the senses become completely purified, we are beyond the modes of material nature of ignorance, passion, and goodness, then we can approach Lord. But even though right now we are contaminated with modes of material nature, but by this chanting of Hare Krishna mantra, we, even with offenses as well, if we just try to avoid offenses and we keep on chanting, then these senses can become purified, and then we can really relish the nectar which is there in chanting of Hare Krishna mantra, and we can chant with full concentration, with full attention. Then we can understand that uh, it's the most pleasing thing. All the other attraction that one may be having for um opposite sex, for different other things will automatically evaporate, and one can purely engage himself in chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. So Chaitan Mahaprabhu has recommended that everyone chant the Hare Krishna mantra just to cleanse the dust from the heart. If the dust of the heart is cleansed away, then one can actually understand the importance of the holy name. For person who are not inclined to clean the dust from their heart and who want to keep things as they are, it is not possible to derive the transcendental result of chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So we know that this material world is created in such a fashion, and Lord is telling everyone that this lust is the greatest enemy of self. And generally, when a person is in the bodily consciousness of life, then he consider himself as male or female. And considering himself male or female, then he consider another person as male and female, and that way there is an attraction that gets developed. But in reality, if one chants the Hare Krishna mantra, then one can understand that he is just a soul who is acquiring different kind of bodies according to his different desires. Right now, he may be in a male body or a female body in his earlier birth. If right now he's in a male body, earlier he may have a female body. Before that, again male body. So that attraction has no meanings in reality. But because the modes are conditioned, because of the modes are in ignorance, um, and one cannot transcend these mode until unless one don't engage himself in the devotional services to the Lord. If he engages himself in the service of the Lord, and Lord is known as Rishikesha, master of the senses, just by serving the Lord, his senses can be controlled. Then the senses will act just like a serpent without any fangs. So we see that there are uh, these person, the snake charmers, they carry so many snakes, but the poison has been removed. So then those snakes don't cause any harm, and they can even take those snakes in their hand or play different tricks, but those snakes are harmless. So same is the case. Our senses are just like serpents, but if senses are engaged in the service of the Lord, then they will lose their poisonous fangs, and then they can be controlled. Otherwise, it's not at all possible for senses to be engaged. Any other process, even though theoretically so many scientists also understand, oh, just body is made up of calcium, phosphorus, iron, mineral. If burning, after burning it, it's just a bag of chemicals. But then also they cannot control their senses. Why? Because Krishna has told that my material energy, this material energy of mine, cannot be conquered by anyone until and unless he is being favored by Lord. And so, if Lord will order release that, okay, this material energy of mine should not act on this particular person, then only this material energy will not act. And that is only possible if one engages in devotional services. Why? Because if one is not engaging in devotional services, that means he has to stay in this material world. And if one has to stay in this material world, then there should be different kind of attraction, attachment. Otherwise, how can one stay in this place? If you have no interest in playing cricket, then how long you can stay in the cricket playing field? Only if you have interest in playing cricket, then you can remain there. So that is the case. If one engages in devotional services, then one Lord understand, oh, he's not going to stay in this material world. Then automatically he become elevated from modes of material nature, and then all these attractions of opposite sex, of of all the other attraction toward the wealth, lording over material nature, everything, he will surpass everything. And then he understand that everything is property of Lord, and in that state of mind he just engages in himself in pure devotional services, and after leaving this body as well, he engage in the transcendental devotional services to the Lord. But if he has no attraction to the devotional services of Lord, even though he may be a great scientist who can evaluate everything, that oh, body is just made up of so many chemicals, and it's, but then also he will have attractions, then also he will not be beyond it. Why? Because he's bound to be remained in this material world, and one cannot remain in the material world until and unless he is not attracted to opposite sex, or desire to lord it over the material nature. Everything that we see, they're all, every person is driven by just desire of fame, desire of name. So these things are, you see so many YouTube videos, people going and feeding different poor person, but the inside their heart the desire is for fame only, and they are recording it and then posting it in YouTube, and you are thinking, oh, they are doing such a generous activities, and you are commenting. They are deriving the pleasure out of this fame only, and that is also very great impediment, not only in the life of materialistic person but on the life of a devotees as well. If they may consider themselves above all these attraction, but fame is also one of them. If they will consider that, oh, I should get more fame, I should become famous in this material world, then also they get stuck in this material world. So when a person loudly, so here it is written, one should therefore be encouraged to develop his service attitude toward the Lord, because this will help him to chant without any offenses. So service is very much important, rendering service, because in spiritual word as well we render service to the Lord. Our service in spiritual world may be different. We may be giving him pleasure in some way or the other. We may have uh, any service in the spiritual world. We may be cooking for Lord, we may be dressing the Lord, whatever it is. But in this material world as well, whatever services which are pleasing to our heart, we should try to render that service. If that is a deity worship department that we like to do some service, or even if we want to mop the floors of a temple, or we want to help in distributing prasadam, or we help in chopping of vegetables, if we want to help in preaching the glories of the Lord, whatever service is pleasing to our heart, we should try to give that service, and that service also purifies our heart. There is a great politician of his time. He also was having Madan Mohan Malviya. So he was also having some desire to render some services to the Lord. He was very much inquisitive on the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, and while going through it, he um, developed many queries, and he visited Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, and he inquired from him that, oh, I have many questions in my mind while reading Bhagavad Gita, and I want you to resolve it. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj told him that, oh, yeah, I'll resolve your queries. But right now, there are so many utensils lying in the kitchen which are to be cleaned for the offering of Lord. You go there and first clean those utensils. And this person, this politician, he started cleaning all those utensils. There are so many utensils there to be cleaned for service to the Lord. There is a big bhandara that is getting organized. So all these big pots and utensils, he cleaned them off, and then he returned back. And then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati inquired from him, so what queries do you have? And Madan Mohan Malviya, he replied that all my queries got resolved. So how his queries got resolved? Because he actually render some devotional services to the Lord. When he render the services, automatically the knowledge is provided by the Lord. Lord become very much pleased when someone serve the Lord in any capacity. So that is the reason. So everyone should be engaged in some service to the Lord, whatever possible. So under the guidance of a spiritual master, the disciple is trained to render service and at the same time chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. As soon as one develops his spontaneous service attitude, he can immediately understand the transcendental nature of holy names of Mahamantra. So spontaneous service attitude means automatically he just want to serve the Lord. If there is any service, he will just hanker for that service. So at one point of time, spontaneously this service attitude will develop. No one is asking him to do this, but he desired to do it. So if someone develop this kind of attitude, then uh, one can understand that he's on a pure level, and that person can immediately understand the transcendental nature of holy names. So when a person loudly chant the glories of Lord, activities, qualities, form, etc., his chanting is called Sankirtana. Sankirtan also referred to the congregational chanting of holy names of the Lord. So there are two things. One is japa, where we softly chant the holy names of the Lord and we hear it. And another is sankirtan, when a person loudly chant the glories of Lord activities, qualities, form, etc. So and that is also when he's doing it alone, then it's called kirtan. When he's doing it along with all his friends, family member, then it is known as sankirtana. And so sankirtana referred to the congregational chanting of the holy names of the Lord. So there is a one pastime on this, um, that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, he inquired from Haridas Thakur. So Haridas Thakur, we all have heard his story, that how Haridas Thakur used to chant 3 lakhs names of Lord every day. That is 192 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day. So Lord inquired from him that what is best, whether chanting this japa softly or loudly chanting of holy names, that is the kirtana or sankirtana. And then Haridas Thakur has revealed that the sankirtana is best. Why? This loud chanting is best because when you are loudly chanting, for example, you are in a park and you are loudly chanting the names of the Lord, then all the living entities, even the trees, even the insect that are there in the trees, those who are hearing these vibrations, they also get delivered. Because for their past sinful activities, they may have attained the form of a tree, or they may have attained the form of an insect, birds, beast. But by hearing this Hare Krishna mantra chanted by a pure devotee, they also get delivered. So this Sankirtana or this Kirtana, the loud chanting of Hare Krishna mantra is more beneficial because it's not only just delivering yourself, but it's delivering others as well. So in the Vishnu Dharma, there is a statement glorifying this process of congregational chanting. My dear king, this word Krishna is so auspicious that anyone who chants the holy name immediately gets rid of the resultant actions of sinful activities from many, many births. So that is a fact. If for one day you can try chanting the holy names of the Lord filled with full concentration, with full attention, you can see its result. For the whole day, you will not feel any attraction toward so many material things. You will not feel like watching YouTube videos, Instagram shorts, and all, because your mind will not wander. You can understand, oh, it's just a waste of time. Um, your attraction toward uh, breaking any of the regulative principle automatically will diminish. So it's already written that, my dear king, this word Krishna is so auspicious that anyone who chants the holy name immediately get rid of the resultant action of sinful activities from many, many births. So even Amog Leela Prabhu in one of his lecture he was saying is that he has a habit of drinking tea, but only after chanting, and it was very difficult for him to overcome that habit. But just by first time chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra 16 times, he immediately get rid of that habit. So if you chant with full concentration, that has so much of potency. So that is fact. There is a following statement in Chaitanya Charitamrita: a person who chants the holy names of Krishna once can counteract the resultant action of more sinful activities than he is able to perform. So chanting the holy names of the Lord once sincerely is also very difficult. Until and unless he is not sincere person, he cannot chant. A sinful man can perform many, many sinful activities, but he is unable to perform so many that they cannot be wiped out by one single uttering of Krishna. And we all know this story of Ajamila, that how throughout his life. So I hope you all know the story of Ajamila, right? Anyone who don't know the story of Ajamila? Hare Krishna. I hope you all know. So, so this Ajamila, this person, he from the very start of his life when he was um, um, with his father, he was trained in devotional services to the Lord. But later on, being coming in contact with a prostitute because he was going to collect some flowers for the deity worship as requested by his father, and then he saw this prostitute engaged with a lowly man in an act of seduction, And then just looking at this prostitute, his mind become corrupted. And Srila Prabhupada in his purport has written that how difficult it is for our brahmacharis, because earlier at that point of time it was very rare occurrence that one accidentally could see a prostitute. But right now in the Western world, everyone is dressing like a prostitute. So it's very difficult for these right now a brahmachari that his mind will not get bewildered. So at that point of time, public display of affection, this is considered as a done by person who are in the third grade, and the people in third grade of life are very less. So that occurrence was very less. But right now, this public display of affection is done by almost everyone, which is a third grade activity. So people falling down from their position or looking at those scenes and then not getting bewildered is very difficult. So, so this Ajamila, because looking at the prostitute who is engaged in such an act, become attracted toward that particular prostitute, and then he employed that prostitute in his own home for cleaning and other activities. And just by the association of this prostitute, he um, left the company of his own dear wife, and he abandoned his own father and mother, and that way he become completely sinful, because he started eating the food cooked by that prostitute. So, and this food is very important thing. If some very sinful activities, sinful person is um, making your food, and if you consume it, then you also develop so much of sinful thought process, and that is a fact. That's why earlier, even at the time of Srila Prabhupada as well, Srila Prabhupada's father, Srila Prabhupada has written in his uh, has told in his some of his uh, lectures as well as in morning uh, discourse that his father, even though when visiting different places, he never used to go to hotels. Even at that point of time, these hotel or restaurants were very rare because people were not eating out. And his father, even though there may be some rare hotels and all, but his father never prefers to go to hotel. Whenever they are traveling, he will always find out a Vishnu temple, and he will give some donation to the Vishnu temple, and then the priest they are cooking for the temple, they will give enough prasadam to be fed by to be taken up by all the family members, and that way things were going on. So this prasadam distribution was prominent in all the temples. Right now, it's just restricted to some of the temple, like the Jagannath Puri temple. There is a prasadam distribution. The Balaji there is prasadam, but many temples we'll see in Vrindavan or in different places they don't have money even to cook for Lord. What to speak about distributing to others? Um, and the reason is that many times these priests they have lost faith in the Lord, and if they lost faith in the Lord, then Lord will also act like that. Lord will also don't supply. But earlier the process is that, because so the point is that the priest of the temple they used to cook, and sober person they just eat prasadam. Even if they will go outside, they will never eat to on these restaurants, because if a sinful person is cooking and you will eat it, then your whole consciousness will become polluted. Right now many times people have to rely on cooks cooking for them, or tiffin system is there, or in restaurant people are cooking, but we can understand that they are not purified. They're on bodily concept of life. Sometimes they're just thinking about money and cooking. So if you will eat it, you will also just think about money. uh, so that is the case. So because of eating that food that is cooked by this prostitute, his mind become more and more corrupt, and till the age of 80 years he was just procreating. So he has a son when he was on his deathbed of 84 years. Then he has a son who was 4 years of age. That means at the age of 80 as well he had another child. But somehow, just because at the starting time he has performed some devotional services um, under the guidance of his father, he fortunately named his son as Narayan. And when these Yamdutas they approached him at the very end of his life, So actually, Yamdutas approach right now as well. If you go in any of the hospital, people before their death, you can see their faces. They're very fearful. They fear a lot. So these Yamdutas, they arrive 7 days before the death of a person. They are not visible to other person, but the person who is about to die, he can see it. So many times in the cancer hospital, they have given this term like that, terminal illness. They have given a particular term that before their death, the patient are screaming, they are becoming very fearful. They are saying though there are some living entities they can see on their roofs, all those things. This is all documented. But in reality, they were looking at the Yamadutas, which they arrived just to snatch away their souls before their death. So all the sinful activities um, they have performed because of that Yamdutas arrive. And the same is the case for this Ajamila as well. But because he chanted the names of Narayan at the time of his death, because even his son was standing there, and he chanted the name, thinking that his son can save him. He chanted loudly, Narayan, Narayan, please save me. And when he chanted this Narayan, Narayan, then he understand, oh, how this boy can save me. If my father used to worship that Narayan at the starting of my childhood age, and only that Narayan can save me. And then he again chanted, thinking about the Narayan. Oh Narayan, please save me. And as soon as he uttered that, and he was in a completely helpless state, all the sinful activities that he have done throughout his life got wiped away. And Vishnu Dutas immediately appeared. And they cut that noose from which his soul was getting dragged out. And that is the complete pastime. The whole pastime is there in Srimad Bhagavatam for all of us to learn. And then he got another chance, the second chance. And then he left everything. He goes to the place known as Varanasi, and there he performed pure devotional services, and then return back home, back to Godhead. So just by once chanting, uh, one will be rid of all the sinful activities that he has done throughout his life. Why? Because the aim of this life, so we may say, oh, this person is a criminal, he has done so much of sinful activities. Why? Just by once chanting sincerely, he is getting rid of all the sinful activities. So the point is that we are acquiring different bodies because of the sinful activities only, but the purpose is that the purpose of creation of this material world for all of us, we all of us are criminal. It's not that this person is criminal, this person is sober, we all are criminal. That's why we are put into this jail, this material world, and that's why we all are suffering. Some may be suffering more, some may be suffering less, some may be more sinful, or some may be sinful in eyes of one person, may not be in the eyes of another person. Person may be considered sober, even though he is eating non-vegetarian food and stuff, because right now no one knows the codes of religion. So they are thinking, oh, he may be eating so many animals, but he's sinless person, he's very sober person. But that's not the case. He's also sinful. So everyone is sinful in this material world. Like there is a story in Bible as well of the Jesus Christ that people have caught hold of a prostitute, and they were stoning that prostitute to death. So earlier, this was uh, this is the way that they punish a female who is committing adultery, that they stoned that female to death. And then Jesus Christ, he was there, and he told that, oh, I'm fine if you are giving such kind of a death to a woman who is committing adultery, that you all can throw a stone to her, but I'm fine with that. But I want that fun is that the first person who throw the stone should be a person who has not committed any sin in his life. And this way, one by one, each and every one, they dropped their stone and they went away. So the point is that we all are sinful. Some maybe we can say someone is of the higher degree and someone is of the lower degree, but we all are sinful. But the purpose of being in this material world is to get rid of this sin and then to return back home, back to Godhead. And anyone who chants the holy names of the Lord sincerely will automatically be relieved from all the sinful activities, because Lord is anyways waiting for people who are suffering in this material world to return back to Him. So if someone is sincere, even by sincerely, if he'll chant one time, he will be free from all the offenses. But the point is that people go to, they chant the holy names of the Lord. Sometimes they go to the river Ganges and Yamuna. They go to the holy places. They take a bath. But as soon as, and in reality, they are free from all the sinful reactions. But as soon as they come out, they again take the uh, thing which is known as elephant bath. So, elephant, we can see that as soon as he comes out of a river, he started throwing dust throughout his body. So, there is no benefit of that, that as soon as one chant the holy name of the Lord, then again he started committing offenses. As soon as one come out after taking bath in a holy river Ganges or Yamuna, and then again he think about so many sinful activities. Sometimes people go to these holy places and then they also think, oh, for so many days I could not eat non-vegetarian food stuff. As soon as my this yatra is over, I'll return back and cook some non-vegetarian things. Like people follow Durga Puja. So for 9 days they are abstaining from meat and everything. And they're thinking, oh, when the ninth day will come or that will pass and then I can enjoy mutton or chicken. So this kind of mentality is causing us to suffer, to remain in this material world. Otherwise, to come out of this material world is very easy. So chanting a mantra or hymn softly and slowly is called chapa. And chanting the same mantra loudly is called kirtana. For example, uttering the Mahamantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, very softly, only for one's own hearing is called japa, whereas chanting the same mantra loudly for being heard by all other is called kirtana. The Mahamantra can be used for japa and kirtana also. When japa is practiced, it is for the personal benefit of the chanter. But when kirtan is performed, it is for the benefit of all others who may hear. So that's why we can see that Srila Prabhupada, he encouraged everyone to go out, all his disciples to go out and perform the mass Sankirtana, even though people could not understand it. But the point is that just by hearing this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, they will be relieved of so much of sinful reactions, so much of suffering that they have to further undergo are relieved just by hearing this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So, just to help all the people, Srila Prabhupada used to send all his disciples, all his well-wishers to go out and perform the Mass Sankirtana, because to help people get rid of so much of sinful uh, further life, or so much of reaction that they have to further endure because of the past sinful activities that they have done. So they can hear it, and we can also do the same things. Um, when going out in a park, we can also loudly chant this Hare Krishna mantra. So there's so many living entities, so many small insect. They all can hear and they can be relieved. Why? Because this insect life or this tree life, in these life, when once they get the animal life, they're not accumulating more sinful activities. They cannot commit offenses. Why? Because because a lion, for example, or a tiger, they anyways are a carnivorous animal. They anyways have to kill deer or some other animal and then to eat. So they don't have intelligence. They It's not that they are committing offense by eating non-vegetarian food stuff. Only the human being, because human being is given provided with intelligence. If human being is eating non-vegetarian food stuff, he is occurring the sinful reaction. But these animals, they are not uh, attaining the sinful reaction because they now got this body. So these insect or these trees, now they are in such a precarious state that they cannot commit further offenses. So when they hear this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, they get more benefited by, even compared to the human being hearing it, because human being has this offensive tendency. Even though he may hear, then he may make a fun of it, he may make a mockery of it, or he may don't give it much attention. But when these trees, when these insects, they hear it, they get more benefit because they cannot further commit any offenses to the holy names or to Vaishnavas. So we should also try it. Anyone can quickly read this preaching is the essence.
I can read, Prabhu.
Yes, Mother.
Teaching is the essence. How the ordinary citizen can engage in preaching. The citizens of the state must give in charity up to 50% of their income for the purpose of creating a spiritual atmosphere in the state and human society, both individually and collectively. They should preach the principles of Bhagavatam by Karma Yoga or doing everything for the satisfaction of the Lord, regular hearing of the Srimad Bhagavatam from authorized persons or realized souls, chanting of the glories of the Lord congregationally at home or at places of worship, rendering all kinds of service to Bhagavatas engaged in teaching Srimad Bhagavatam, and residing in a place where the atmosphere is saturated with God consciousness. If the state is regulated by the above process, naturally there will be God consciousness everywhere.
Thanks
Thank
a
you,
lot.
Hare Krishna.
So the point is that whatever way you can serve the Lord, you should do it. If one is still having too much attachment to his wealth, then he should give some physical service. So he may not be able to donate, let's suppose, because of too much attraction to the wealth, or he may not have wealth at all. But then also from his body, he can do some service to the Lord. He can maybe do some service to the devotees in the temple. He may clean the floor of the temple. He may help in some Janmashtami or any festival celebration. He may go early and even do any kind of service that he desire. Um, if he has provision, he can donate for the cause, then he should definitely donate as per his capacity, as per his realization. Definitely, not everyone is on the realization level that he can donate 50%, but whatever is the level, whatever uh, level they are in, whatever comfortably they can donate, they should donate for this cause of Krishna consciousness. They should preach the principle of Bhagavatam. Um, they should act for the satisfaction of the Lord. They should engage in hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam from authorized person or realized soul. They should chant the glories of the Lord congregationally at home or a place of worship. If they have a home where they can invite people, they can invite them and engage them in chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, feeding them prasadam. Sometimes they may have friend or family member who may not be aware of this process of Krishna consciousness, but they can invite them, cook bhoga, offer it to the Lord, and then they feed them. Because even once eating this prasadam, uh, people, there is a guarantee that one get human form of life in next birth. They will not be degraded to lower species of 84 lakhs species. So they should help their friends or relatives or family member by feeding them prasadam, rendering all kind of services to Bhagavatas engaged in preaching Srimad Bhagavatam, servicing to the service to the devotees, residing in a place where the atmosphere is saturated with God consciousness. So definitely invest. There are no such places, but we can go to ISKCON temple every weekend and become surcharged with devotional attitude, because that is the only place which is Vaikuntha in Western world. In India, definitely there are so many dhams. One can go to Vrindavan, Mathura, Dwarka, Mayapur, Jagannath Puri, but here there are no such dhams. We can take shelter of ISKCON temples and go and see the worship of the Lord. So, if the state is regulated by the above process, naturally there will be God consciousness everywhere. So, if so this Bhagavad Gita, we know that it is meant for kings only. So this knowledge is for the benefit of king. And earlier we can see as well, the only purpose of ruling of the kings were that how they can produce a conducive environment, free from all the enemies, free from all these rogues and thieves, so that people are peaceful. They can live their life in Krishna consciousness. All the taxes that are collected are to help the living entities. Kings never keep the share of wealth. He just distributed just like a rain cloud distribute rains everywhere. So that way king used to act, not like right now that politicians they collect so many taxes and then there are so much of corruption. They try filling their own pockets. No, but if everyone is God conscious, even the politicians, then the state affairs or the consciousness of all states can be changed. But definitely, um, these things will happen when more and more people will become Krishna conscious. Then they will have definitely a positive impact on the whole ecosystem. So we should start from ourselves, and then if we'll do it ourselves, then even 1% of people will become Krishna conscious in the whole world, then the state of um, the whole world will change. So, any questions if anyone is having, they can raise right now. Otherwise, we are toward the end of our time. We'll take up the another session in next Saturday session. Uh, if there are no questions, then you all can enjoy chanting today on Ekadashi, because in Ekadashi every round chanted is equivalent to 1,000 rounds. So you'll get the benefit of chanting 1,000 rounds even if you can chant one round today. So try taking the benefit of chanting on Ekadashi. Hare Krishna. Yeah, Arti Mata, do you have any question?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Just a quick question. Say if we are sitting in a car with other people, right?
Hmm.
Like if we are going somewhere and I have time, so I want to chant, but I don't want other people to hear it because they don't believe what I believe. So I can just whisper in my mind in my like just whisper like which I can only hear. Is that okay too?
Yeah, that's okay.
All right.
So chanting, even though japa, at least it should be loud enough that you can hear it.
Oh.
Yeah. And another thing is, like, you may be thinking, oh, other people are not interested and all, but once your chanting will become purified, then it will have impact on other, even though they realize it or not. But if your chanting will become purified and then you are chanting and they're with you, then
Mhm.
they will get the impact. They will also become
Okay.
relieved of the sinful activity. They automatically become sober.
Because sometimes even at home when I'm chanting, I feel tired, then I just chant in my mind, close my lips and
N-
chant in my mind. And after
No,
some time when I feel
no,
better, then I chant a little bit louder. So it has to be
no.
like always
No.
louder,
Yeah, there
loud
should
enough.
yes, it should never be in mind, because Srila Prabhupada used to say that
Mm.
the way you cannot eat in your mind,
Uh-huh, right, right.
the same way you cannot chant in your mind. Definitely,
I see.
there are pure devotees who are on that level that they can chant always in their mind. Like, so, like Srila Prabhupada, once he was encountered by a person and he told, "Oh, you are preaching this Satata Kirtanto Mam. You are saying everyone should chant 24 cross 7. But I could see that
Yes.
you are always engaged in writing, always engaged in preaching. So when
Yeah,
you are chanting always,
yeah,
so then he
yeah.
told this person to come near to him and
Uh-huh.
put his ear on his chest. And as soon as this
Yeah.
person put his ear on chest, he could hear Hare Krishna Mahamantra coming out from his heart. And then he understood his position, and then he paid his obeisances and uh, asked for forgiveness. So that state will come when someone will become a pure devotee, but not for our case that we can chant in our mind. Got it, Mataji? So we should chant and try to hear it. Hare Krishna. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.